now to go more in depth on this issue. Political commentator Michael Reagan. Michael, thanks for being with us live from Los Angeles.
Yeah, you're very hard coming into my ear right now. I don't know what's going on back in the studio. But, you know, I have been saying, you know, I've been talking about this on my Twitter account at Reagan World. The fact of the matter is that I think this is really in the state's hands. I think everybody agrees it's amnesty. I think everybody agrees the President of the United States way overstepped his bounds as President of the United States of America. The question is, what do we do about it? And there's a lot of talk. Do you close down government? Do you stop spending? What do you do? I think you leave it in the hands of the state governors because they have standing in a court of law in suing the government for putting the cost of this against them. Here in California, the cost alone is $2 billion a year right now from illegals in this state. I leave it up to the states and let the government, Washington, D.C., run the government and start doing the things that need to be done to put people back to work.
Well, let's talk about this issue and the idea of states now with lawsuits, because we know that Oklahoma and Texas have both threatened lawsuits, and this would be because they are the ones who actually have to pick up the tab because this enforcement action still needs to be taken. Do you see other states, including California, potentially suing this administration?
Well, I don't know if California will, because we're kind of the nutsy cuckoo country club out here, but there's other states, in fact, that are going to be doing this because the cost is put on to these other states. And I don't want to see the Republican Party get pulled into a media frenzy with the President of the United States. This is going to take 2 years to take care of if you do it at that level. Right now, there's 400 bills sitting in Washington, D.C. at Harry Reid's desk. They need to be put up for a vote in the Senate. There's about 40 to 50 spending bills, or not spending bills, but jobs bills that are there that need to, in fact, come up for a vote. The Republicans need to show the United States of America that they're going to do the work of Washington. In the meantime, put together a comprehensive immigration package with border security and get that passed. Send it to the President of the United States and watch him veto it so you put the shoe on his foot instead of always having it on the foot of the Republicans. The Republicans need to do their job, and the governors of these states certainly need to do theirs.
Okay, so we'll pay attention to see what other states may come forward with more lawsuits, but I also want to talk about the fact that President Ronald Reagan's name was evoked a lot last week when talking about this, including coming from the White House. Let's play a clip of President Reagan talking about the Immigration Reform and Control Act, and then we'll get your response, Michael, on the back end. Let's play the clip.
But it is true our borders are out of control. It is also true that this has been a situation on our borders back through a number of administrations. And I supported this bill. I believe in the idea of amnesty for those who have put down roots and who have lived here, even though some time back they may have entered illegally.
So a lot of people making the comparison here, Michael. Where do you say that the real difference is?
No, the real difference is you're talking about an actual piece of legislation passed by the Congress of the United States, sent to the President of the United States. It's called Simpson-Mazzoli, that the President, in fact, signed into law. The President of the United States didn't make the law and then go over to Congress and say, we don't need you anymore. He was talking about a piece of legislation that, in fact, he ultimately supported, and the Congress of the United States gave to him through the House, through the Senate, in the correct way, according to the Constitution, that in fact it's supposed to be done. But let me tell you something else, because I believe this for a long time. The reality of it is that when we stopped the Bracero program, when Cesar Chavez decided to go on a hunger strike and form the farm labor unions, and we gave into that and stopped the Bracero program, we didn't stop illegals coming into the United States of America. We stopped the Hispanic community from being able to go home to Mexico. That's what we did. And there's a lot that needs to be fixed in the United States. There's a lot needs to be fixed in the immigration issue that we all deal with. We need to get along with fixing it through the Congress of the United States, not through the President of the United States.
There are a number of issues there, and as you mentioned, maybe the best way to answer what the President has done is a bill or a series of bills to deal with some of those specific things you just mentioned. But as of yet, Congress can't do that on their own, and they might have to wait till January before they can put something on the President's desk. Michael Reagan, thank you so much for being with us. Always great to get your take from out there in California, sir.
Thank you.
All right, we heard from Michael Reagan there. California on the dole for about $2 billion a year worth of immigration enforcement. Other states would have to pony up even more from him if the president's plan does go through. We're standing by waiting for that news conference today from Chuck Hagel and President Obama. Hagel's resignation coming up. Much more ahead here on America's Forum right after this.